Does your Helium miner have a poor transmit scale? If yes, then this video is for you. Today I am going to discuss when you can improve the transmit scale of your Helium hotspot without physically moving its location versus when you need to actually move its location. And in both cases, what is the correct way of doing it? Hey folks, this is Roy and welcome back to my channel, Eigentech. So what is a transmit scale? It is a number assigned to each Helium hotspot which depends on the number of hotspots in its parent hexes at different resolutions, starting from resolution 10 all the way up to resolution 4. And this number is used to calculate the HNT reward corresponding to a proof of coverage event. If you want to learn more about how the transmit scale is calculated, I have covered that in a different video. You will find the link in the description as well as at the top right corner. Now the real question is, do you need to worry about the transmit scale? You might have heard that the transmit scale does not affect your earning. That is actually not completely true. It does affect your earnings indirectly, and let me show you how. For all the examples that I'm going to show you today, I'm going to use the Hotspot app. They have a lot of nice features. If you like to join them, you can use the link given in the description. So for this example, I'm going to consider this hotspot, hot graphite trout, and you can see that this is kind of orangish and the transmit scale is not good. It's 0.7, and that is because there are too many hotspots in the resolution 7. So what happens when these hotspots sends a beacon signal and that is received by others? So let's say this one or that one, when it witnesses the beacon signal by this hotspot, and if the transmit scale of this hotspot was 1, the others would have received 0.01 HNT for witnessing the beacon signal. But now since the transmit scale is 0.71, it will be scaled down by that factor. So as a result, each hotspot which is witnessing this beacon signal will receive 0.0071 HNT. So you can see that the earnings went down because of by the exact same scaling factor of these Helium hotspot. So the earning of other hotspots went down, right? So why should you care? But you can see it has the same problem. The transmit scale of others are small because of also your presence in that same hex. There are more hotspots than the ideal number of hotspots inside this hex, and as a result, when you receive a beacon signal from other hotspots, your earning will also go down by the same factor. So let's say if you can somehow improve this situation. So I will do it quickly here, but I'll show you later how to do it in more details. So I'll just move it out of this hex and just confirm its position, and you will see something magical will happen. You can see it turned green, and not only this one, all the other hotspot in that resolution 7 hex turned green, which means that you can see that the transmit scale now has moved to 1, and as a result, on average, you can expect that the earnings will increase by inverse of that, which would be like 41%, okay, roughly that number. So this is why you should try to improve your transmit scale, which in turn will also improve others' transmit scale around yours, and as a result, your earnings will increase in general, okay? Alright, let us now see when you can improve the transmit scale without physically moving its location. For that, we will consider one example. Basically, the idea is to figure out at which resolution hex the problem exists, okay? So you can say this one is red and it has a very, I have to click on the reward scaling tab, and you can see that it has a very bad transmit scale, 0.21. And if you scroll down further, you will see that the problem is in resolution 10 and resolution 9. So usually if your problem is in resolution 10 and resolution 9, almost always you will be able to fix it without physically moving its location because those hexes are very tiny. So let's see how it works in this case, okay? So here it shows you, so this small hex is the resolution 10 hex, okay? And we'd like to move it slightly away from this one so that it's not in the resolution 10x. So let's do it that way. So we'll go here and click on the edit placement. Now in several of my videos I have shown you that ideally you should not assert the location more than 100 meter away. So we'll try to always maintain the asserted location which is within 100 meter of your actual location. So in this case I'll just drag this map somewhere here okay, and it's supposed to show you the distance, which is only 44 meter. So I'll just confirm here, and let's see what change happens. Right, so you can see this now turned green. Okay, so the reward scale has now improved, but still not 1, and this is 0.082 because the problem is now currently in resolution 4. There are 172 many, but now resolution 4 is a very large hex and you cannot really fix it, but you can always fix problems at a smaller hex. So anyway, it is still good, 0.82. It improved a lot from 0.21 to 0.82, almost a factor of 4. Let's say you had access to these other one of these hotspots as well, okay, and can we make these also better, because you can see these are kind of orange. So let's select this hotspot, and it will now show me what the problem is, and you will see that the problem is now in resolution 9. Okay, so that is also a pretty small hex. So we'll again try to move its location. So I go to edit placement. It takes a little bit of time to load, and then I drag this map slightly away from this hex, and let me show. So the distance is again 66 meter within 100 meter, and confirm again. And now it should all become green, right? So you can see now all the three have now become green. So when they witness each other, they will earn more rewards in this case. So you can see by simple readjustment or reassertion of your location, you can actually fix the transmit scale here pretty easily. So especially whenever the problem lies in resolution 10 and then resolution 9, you should almost always be able to fix it. But of course, resolution 4 you cannot fix it unless you are very close to the edge. I'll show one example later on. So you can see this is how we fixed the transmit scale or improved the transmit scale in this particular example. Alright, let us now talk about what to do if you have problem in resolution 8. Now resolution 8 hexes are pretty big. The center to center distance is about 800 meters, and you need to be a bit lucky in that case. So let me show you what I mean here. So I'll take another example, this one. So let it load and it will show you the location. So you can go to the reward scaling again, and if you scroll down, you'll see the reward scale, transmit scale is 0.5, and the problem now is in resolution 8. So all the other resolutions are good, but there is problem in resolution 8. So let's see if we can fix it in this case. So if you zoom in here, you can see actually this hotspot is this one is pretty lucky. It's pretty close to the edge of resolution 8 boundary. So we can actually in principle edit its placement in this case, and let's see if we can improve it. So we'll zoom in here. Again, we need to move it by ideally less than 100 meter. So let's see what this distance is. So it's about 100 meter, okay, 98 meter, 90 meters. So let's confirm. So now you can see that this became green, the other also become green. So and all of them should have a reward scale or transmit scale of 1 now. That is good. So let me show you another example where the user might not be so lucky. So this is again regarding the resolution 8 hex. So we'll go to this particular Helium hotspot and let's check its location. So you can see that its reward scale is not good by its color. So if you go to reward scaling, it will show you that its transmit scale is 0.6, and the problem lies in resolution 8 and resolution 4. So the main problem is of course resolution 8 here. So now there is a problem, right? So this is pretty much at the center of the resolution 8 hex, and the distance of the edge is more than 100 meters. So in that case, this person will not be able to reassert the location without physically moving it. So he is an unlucky person in this case. However, these other persons who are pretty close to the edge should be able to move it or reassert its location without physically moving it, and improve the transmit scale of all others. So in the last example, I'm going to show you how to fix the problem in resolution 4 or 5, which involves a very large hex. So I will consider this particular example, and let's go there. Again, as I said earlier, this depends on your luck. You need to be really very close to the edge or boundary of that resolution hex. Okay, so this one, let's go to reward scaling, and you can see the transmit scale is 0.69, not so good, and the problem is only in resolution 5. There are 44 too many helium hotspot than the ideal number, and luckily this person is pretty close to the edge, so one should be able to fix it by editing its location and without physically moving it. But again, you do not want to put it too close to the other hotspot, so in this case you can probably go up or maybe on the right side here. So let's check the distance, should be within 100 meter, so 101 meters. So yeah, you can assert it slightly closer. So let's confirm its location, and you can see this one turned green. Okay, so again this person could do it because he was pretty close to the edge of resolution 5. The same rule also applies for resolution 4. Okay, so the last part of this video I'll tell you how to move it physically, like how to choose the location if you need to physically move its position. So this will be applicable when you are not able to fix your transmit scale by all the things that I showed you earlier in this video. Okay, so let's just consider this particular example. So I'll just remove this placement here, and so let's say let's zoom out a little bit here, and let's say this is your helium hotspot. Okay, so and you are pretty much inside the resolution 5 hex, and so you cannot really simply reassert its location, and you have to move its actual location. So you have to physically move it out of the hex. And let's say you have access to some location in this area, then how should you choose it, or some other area? Okay, so in this case, so the best way to do it, let's say I want to put let's say you want to put it somewhere here. Okay, and just select one of the existing hotspots in that location and look at the reward scale. And the goal to achieve is that it should have, so resolution 9 and 10 will already be fully occupied, so don't need to worry about it. But you need to look from starting from resolution 8 all the way up to resolution 4, and in all of them there should be something available. They should not be fully occupied. Okay, so if there is at least one available, that means you should be able to put your helium hotspot around that location and you will still have a transmit scale of 1. So in this case I can show you for example. So we considered this one as example, and let's go and edit its placement. Now we are really going to move it out a lot. So let's see, let me drag the map somewhere, let's say here. I have to still put it close to other hotspots so that it can witness other hotspots around it. So this distance is now about 2.5 kilometers. Let's confirm. And you will see that the transmit scale is now 1. So you can see that if you by mistake make this very close to another hotspot will also show you by showing that the transmit scale is not going to be 1, and also by its color. So anyway, you can play around you can play with the location and make sure that where you want to place the helium hotspot, and then you need to physically move it, as well as you have to reassert its location on the Helium app. I hope this video will help you in improving the transmit scale of your Helium miner and increase your earnings. If you have any more questions, let me know in the comment section. That's all for today. Thanks for watching guys, and get kryptonized.